If you guys don't already watch Demon Slayer, let me be the first to congratulate you
on being some of the only people in the world to not appreciate this masterclass work of art.
I mean, look how cool it is. This isn't a confession or anything, but according to others, I've apparently become known for glazing series that I both do and don't watch. But one of the series that I absolutely do watch is Demon Slayer. I have been on this fucking Demon Slayer frenzy for the past month for some reason, and as much as I can sit here and find a million different great things to say about both the anime and the manga, it's not a perfect series, and it absolutely has its fair share of problems. So here are 5 things that I think Demon Slayer does wrong. Now I could sit here and lie to you and say that the Swordsmith Village is a good arc, but it would be just that, a lie. Getting into the Swordsmith Village arc is fucking terrible. I'm sorry for anybody who really enjoys this arc, I really am, but the Swordsmith Village arc is probably my least favorite arc in Demon Slayer as a whole. For an arc with 2 Upper Moon demons as well as 2 Hashira in the same place all at the same time, the arc just moves so awkwardly. I mean, one week we had Hantengu split into like 4 super sexy dudes. Pause. A bunch of fish ransacking the village, and now Hantengu is like some twink, and Tokito's been drowning for about 3 weeks now. I mean, it's a really awkwardly paced arc. You mean to tell me that they couldn't cut through this bubble on either side, but miraculously this kid is able to breathe air through it? Because apparently he has the lungs of Jesus Christ himself. Probably has some insane throat game.
You need to leave!
But we don't question these things. I think my biggest example for lack of character development, and some people are not going to like this one, is Zenitsu. Now, I like Zenitsu. I'm not a Zenitsu hater or anything, but like, it's not until the final fucking arc that this guy gets like any type of character development. And I get that he's kind of just there for comedic relief some of the time, but he is also a main character. He's part of the main crew, and it would have been nice for him to have received some type of development earlier on in the series before the very end. He had a lot of potential for growth, but a lot of it just got thrown out. And the same can be said for a lot of the other characters as well, who are introduced with super cool stories and reasons for acting the way that they do, but then they meet Tanjiro for all of like 3 seconds and want to suck on his little Tanjiro and are suddenly like the greatest people in the universe. It's like, there's not a lot there. Something about Demon Slayer is that it's a series that knows what it's aiming for and hits that mark very well. That being said, on the very base surface level of Demon Slayer, you can kind of make the argument that it's as if they took Naruto, Bleach, and maybe a little dash of Pokemon and threw it into a blender. And the smoothie that came out of that blender was a smoothie of familiar shonen tropes that tastes good, but by the time you're down half the cup, you're sitting there thinking, haven't I had this before? However, I do understand that that goes for a lot of shonen series nowadays in general, but just because everybody else is doing it does not make it right. Just look at racism. The average Demon Slayer fight goes a little bit like this. Tanjiro fights an unbeatable enemy with either 5 arms, massive feet, a tiny wang, struggles for a little bit, and then just when you think all hope is lost, pulls a new move of his Hinokami Kagura right out of his ass. And it's kind of just like watching a cheat code in action. Except after a while, it gets less and less exciting. Luckily for us, there's only like 2 or 3 arcs left in Demon Slayer anime at this point, so whatever, right? It'd be nice to see the humans pulling unpredictable moves out of their sleeve for a change, as opposed to it always being the demons showing up, and having abilities that the viewers or characters in the series just would not be able to guess for the life of them. Did he just say that his blood demon art can twist my nuts? I've got to be honest, after season 1, the world of Demon Slayer starts to feel kind of like an expansion pack in a half-baked RPG. It's like in season 1, you're introduced to like this epic world with demons and hunters, but then as the series goes on, kind of feels like they forgot to fill in the details a little bit. We're left very empty-handed on things like the demon lore, the history of the world, and all that juicy societal stuff we had in season 1, where Tanjiro goes to like that big city and he ends up meeting Muzan there. But all the people who are living in this big city don't even know about the existence of demons for the most part. And then Muzan turns a guy into a demon right in the middle of this crowd, and everybody's like, whoa, well, what the fuck? Does this guy have rabies or something? What's going on? That was a very interesting comparison to draw to the rural side of things, where, you know, you have the Demon Slayer Corps, you have people like Tanjiro's family who lived in the mountains, and others in smaller villages that were aware of demons, but that kind of gets blurred out as the series goes on, unfortunately. They make it a point to tell us that the Demon Slayer Corps isn't officially recognized by the government as a legitimate organization, so I just think it would have been interesting to somewhat build up to them eventually becoming a recognized organization and the rest of the world realize these people have been protecting us from the shadows this whole time. It's like if I saw a delicious looking pizza on your menu, ordered it, and then you gave it to me with just crust, no toppings. Disappointing, man. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.